श्री सच्चिदानंद सतगुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। सतगुरु श्री साईनाथ निशरत बाबू जी की जय। Rose Petals, Volume 1, Chapter 4, Living One Life. Devotee. Are the spiritual life and worldly life separate? How can we balance them? Guruji. In fact, there are not two lives. You live only one life. What determines whether it is spiritual or worldly depends upon your object, the goal, and the source from which you derive your fulfillment. If you derive your fulfillment from a worldly object, you call it worldly life. And if you derive it from a so called spiritual source, you call it spiritual life. Baba never differentiated between the two. He saw the real source, the basis of a person's endeavor, why people strive. Whether it is worldly or spiritual, why do people strive? It is for fulfillment, for happiness. Usually, people's concept is that fulfillment comes only through worldly objects. If someone says to them, no, that is not fulfillment, they still experience it as fulfillment. They want money or they have a problem, and unless it is solved, they cannot be happy. If you say that is all Maya, real happiness lies somewhere beyond. They may listen out of respect, but it cannot go into their heart and they don't really understand it. So, what Baba does is he first fulfills our desires by his power. Then, once we know that Baba is the source of the fulfillment, our focus slowly shifts from the actual object of the desire to the one who gives that object. There are different kinds of objects through which we derive our happiness. When there is one source, the Satguru, which can give all of those, our mind starts focusing more and more on him. Then, as the love for him develops, the pull towards the other objects slowly gets weaker until only the pull towards the Satguru remains. Devotee. Guruji, how can we integrate spirituality into our everyday life? Guruji. Why do you divide life into spiritual and non-spiritual? Why make this artificial division and give more value to one and less to the other? Life is life. So there is no question of integrating spiritual life into our daily life. It is not that sadhana should be part of our life, but that our whole life should be part of our sadhana. Spiritual practice has to happen 24 hours a day and not only at a special time that we allot for it. 1 hour of meditation every day. If we have an attitude of learning, we can see and use all the situations of our day-to-day life as sadhana. That is to see the whole world as the Guru, to see the whole life as the Guru, to learn from everything and everyone. So basically, there is no difference between the worldly and the spiritual. It all depends on our attitude. Something worldly can be spiritual, and something spiritual can be purely material. As you have a pull towards the world, make it a means to achieve your spiritual end. Then all the world will become a means to that. Usually, for a seeker, the world is considered an obstacle, an enemy, a nightmare, whereas to a Sai devotee, it is a tool to draw him nearer and nearer to the object of his love. For example, when we have an illness, what happens in many spiritual circles is that one should not complain about it. It has nothing to do with our sadhana or our Sadguru. The Guru tells you that you are not the body. Focus on the self. Do not worry about this illness. But we are troubled by our poor health. So we say to ourselves, we are not the body. But at the same time, we are worried about the illness and so a clash is created. But for a Sai devotee, if he gets ill, he goes to Baba to cure him. Then, once he is better, he feels, Oh, Baba has cured me. Even the illness, that same body which is normally considered an obstacle, even that becomes a means of drawing him closer to the Sadguru. By looking at things in this way, we can make all our life an expression of our love towards our Sadguru, a perpetual, unending ritual which does not seem to be a ritual and which breathes into us the spirit of love. That is what I mean by making your whole life a part of your effort for spirituality. Baba never asked people to give up their desires, to shun desires. Desires are not good, they are not spiritual. No, he did not say that. He slowly transformed these pulls into a bigger pull. See, for example, a businessman. Once he has come to Baba, he prays to him before making any decision and he gets success. So his success and the business link him to Baba. Business is not something which takes him away from his Sadguru. In fact, his main pull, his main desire, money, is bringing him more and more to Baba. Whenever he gets a contract, he makes a point of coming to Baba. If there were no contract, maybe he wouldn't come at all. So it is the business, the so called unspiritual activity, that is actually pulling him to the so called spiritual. And Baba knows how to slowly transform. His life is based on the business, and since the business is based on Baba, ultimately his whole existence is based on Baba. These pulls, these burning desires, are like small sticks of fire scattered around here and there, and he wants to gather them together and make a big bonfire. That is the way. Once the desire is fulfilled and the devotee knows that their experience came through their Sadguru, the loving bond between them leads to their transformation. It is not the fulfillment of the desire that is the purpose, it is the transformation. Devotee. But for the devotee, it seems in most cases that the purpose is the fulfillment of the desire. Guruji. To them, it is like that. They may not be seeking any transformation. But if Baba fulfills their desires, it is for transformation. They may not be aware of it. It does not matter. It is enough if they know that it is Baba who gave the experience. We feel that something is missing, but we don't know what it is. So we experiment. Maybe this, maybe that will give me happiness. The whole world is experimenting, struggling for that which is missing. The so called spirituality is one of the ways. Everybody is struggling, everybody is a seeker, everyone is on the spiritual path as long as we are trying for happiness. It is the only method that differentiates the paths. Happiness is a basic need of human nature. If it were not, spirituality would have no meaning. For example, a person who is striving for money, why do they want money? For happiness. Why do they want power? Happiness. Why do they want friends and relationships? Happiness. There are thousands of different things. Everybody is striving and striving and striving. The whole world is full of that struggle and striving for happiness. Among the millions of methods which human beings are trying and still inventing more and more, we are also trying in our own way. Maybe by trying this way, we will get something, a happiness which is not dependent on anything else, that which the saints have spoken of. The struggle for happiness is a human problem. We are only responding to the human problem. Everybody is. It is not our special problem that we are trying to use special methods to solve. It is not a special disease. It is a common complaint. Only the means are different, and some are branded as spiritual and some are branded as worldly. But I am talking about the basic struggle of all beings. Everybody is eligible for happiness. Everybody is capable. Everybody is seeking. and everybody is bound to get it as long as they seek and are sincerely seeking. श्री सच्चिदानंद सतगुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय. सतगुरु श्री साईनाथ शरद बाबू जी की जय.